thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you joining us for this month of August, Women's Month. Just talking cricket, talking you, and talking about the future and how the game of women's cricket has developed and what's going to be, what it might be like in the future. Just tell me straight off the bat, tell me a bit about yourself, how cricket came to be one of your sporting activities.
So I started playing cricket way before I even started school. So I was with the boys in the backyard playing cricket with a tennis ball. Started off with what was known back then.
Did you take the tennis balls perhaps? I don't know.
No, unfortunately we didn't think of it back then. No. We didn't think of it, but definitely was in the backyard with the guys playing, and started off with what was known as the Baker's mini cricket back in
Yes.
It was KFC mini cricket. So started off with that tennis ball, and then eventually about maybe grade 4-ish, maybe turned to the hard ball. Still playing with the boys. I played with the boys for most of my schooling career, so right up until high school, until they got a little bit too what's the word? Quick.
But too rough.
Too rough. A little bit too rough. But once I was about 13, I was called up to go and try out for the Gauteng provincial trials, where I basically started. I didn't realize that there was girls cricket until then.
Okay.
It wasn't very known, and I was like, what, these other girls that play as well? Wow. So I carried on playing with them since up until now. I think I had maybe 1 year's break in between, and then I've just come up the ranks, under 13, under 16, under 19. I went to the national weeks, and now just playing for the Gauteng provincial women. So
that is so awesome. Yeah. And tell me, I want to pick into to your mindset on what it was just like consistently playing as a woman, playing in a predominantly male environment. I mean, how did they treat you? Were they fun? Were they sometimes a bit nasty? Typical,
Definitely, there was some moments where I thought of quitting due to a lot of, I would maybe call it partial bullying. I mean, I think maybe they were possibly intimidated by me, and maybe I'm better than some of them, which I definitely think I was.
No, facts.
So there were a lot of moments where they would say snarky comments, oh, she's a girl, she can't hit the ball or can't throw or whatever, and that sort of thing. And even sometimes some of the coaches from when I was little, they were like, why is this girl trying to play with the boys? But I definitely have proved them wrong over the years, that's for sure. There's some moments in high school I can remember playing against another school. And they'd be like, oh, look, they have a girl in their team. Oh, they're so going to lose today. And next thing, I'm bowling to one of the guys, and the guys on the sideline are shouting, don't let her bowl you out, Taha, just hit her for a 6, and all this stuff. And they're all they're laughing at each other, like, yeah, no, I'm just going to hit her for a 6, whatever. She probably can't even bowl properly. And I bowl the ball, stumps, gone.
Gone, game over, walking
and
off.
And then they walk off dead silent. No words. And then their mates are busy tuning them, saying, you got bowled out by a girl. And it's quite a satisfying feeling, proving them wrong, that I actually can play. So definitely I think it's toughened me up over the years, that's for sure. It's made me stronger mentally as a person, to not just take criticism always completely to heart. So sort of just work on myself and say, okay, well, I'm going to prove you wrong, So.
And tell me a bit about your Lions career. How's it been like playing at a provincial level?
Well, obviously, starting off under 13 days, it was quite chilled. It wasn't very competitive. You sort of just went there and had fun. I mean, the setup was still recently just started a couple of years back. So it was still quite a new thing, not very well known. But honestly, I've just loved my time there. I've worked under some of the most incredible coaches since I've been there. The likes of AJ Rudman, brilliant guy, brilliant coach. I've learned so much since I've been playing provincial cricket, and been blessed to be able to go and play against other teams in different cities in South Africa. And so even in other countries. So I've been played in Botswana against some of the other African countries. Really, really awesome opportunities. And since playing for the women, I started playing when I was in matric, when I first got called up, which was really, really exciting. But I was petrified at the same time. All these older women, and then this little Louise in matric. Had no idea what was going to hit me, and it definitely has been challenging being more competitive in the women's side, and obviously it's a lot more harsh. If you don't perform, you get dropped immediately or something like that, and fitness wise also very different. But overall, a lot of happy memories, that's for sure. Really, really loving it, and not looking to stop anytime soon.
I think the way the women's sport and women's cricket has developed over probably, let's call it the past 3 or 4 years, has been such a phenomenon. Do you see it just growing in leaps and bounds?
It's definitely growing. It's taken a while to pick up, but it's definitely growing a lot faster than I thought it would. I mean, when the first WBBL started, I was like looking in the crowds. I mean, there were a few people, but it wasn't really paid attention to. I mean, most people were focusing on the men's Big Bash, and even the World Cup. Hardly anyone that I spoke to in South Africa was like, oh, there's a Women's Cricket World Cup. But now it's actually getting to the point where, I mean, the Women's World Cup was standing on its own. It wasn't even part of the Men's World Cup, this recent one. So that's already a big positive. The fact that it wasn't there to make sure, just because the Men's World Cup is now, just show them that there is women. I mean, the fact that it's on its own already is great. It's getting there. It's fantastic. And especially since our Proteas women have been playing really, really well, exceptionally.
They've been
in that World Cup. They've definitely made themselves more known in South Africa. And a lot more of it is being broadcast in the news in South Africa with regards to interviews on TV, radio. People are becoming more aware that we are actually really talented cricketers. Unfortunately, I know South Africa, we're not there yet with the rest of the world, possibly, but I don't think we're too far behind.
No. Louise, finally, I'd like to ask, if you had to tell your younger self, right now, sitting here doing your honors in sports science, which you're going to obviously use on yourself to still play at like the age of 50. What would you say to your younger self right now?
I would say don't give up on your dreams, because they're a lot easier to accomplish than you actually think, and don't let other people's comments about what you want to do one day put you down. I mean, if I told someone when I was younger that I wanted to be working with elite athletes and sports people, they'd be like, no, that doesn't sound like a real job. I mean, I'm nearly there. So I think I just say, keep going, keep your head down, work hard, and your work will be noticed eventually. And that time will come where I definitely say, choose what you do and love what your work is. So you must be passionate about your job. You must be happy to go to work one day and make sure that you're working towards that, and not necessarily just for the money and going in just for that. Enjoy what you're doing. Be able to wake up and be happy about it.
Definitely. Oh, wow. Louise, thank you so much for your wisdom. Thank you so much for your time. So proud to meet you like this, man. It's, hopefully one day I can come and watch a Lions Ladies game.
Hopefully, yes. Hopefully next year.
But again, thank you so much for your time. We really, really appreciate it. And I hope you have a great weekend.